again. Today is the 26th of March, so this will be marble 032607. The snow is gone. You see the fire pit? No snow? Yay, no snow. It's nice outside. Spring has sprung finally. Thank you. Today we're going to try something new, what I call the dotted Filagree. It's basically going to be just a filigree. We're going to put some dots around the outside of the marble after we kind of shape it, work them in, and then give it a little bit of a spin so that they're kind of like little dashes. Can't remember where I saw a marble like this somewhere, but it's on the internet. Probably cruising through the melting pot, which is a forum on the internet for glass workers, lamp workers. We're going to do a red, orange, and yellow filigree. Red in the center, then 2 lines of orange outside of that, and 2 lines of yellow outside of that. And we're going to use 2 different colors of blue, a darker blue and a medium blue, for the dots around the outside. So first thing we're going to do is, of course, get ourselves a nice gather, flatten it out a little bit so it's a kind of an oblong, oval, flat shape, and then we'll draw the lines for our filigree. Say hello to everybody on the webcam. CD Marbles with a Z.com, CDMARBLEZ.com. Click on the webcam link and you can watch me well, not every, but most afternoons Eastern. Alright, we got a decent sized gather, a little less than half the size of your finished marble, and then we flattened it out relatively thick. We don't want it too thin, but into like a long, oblong, oval shape. And now we're going to draw our lines on it for the filigree, and then we'll cover that in a clear, work it all together, and give it a little spin. Then we'll work it into the shape of the marble and add the dots. Okay? Alright, we've got the lines drawn for the filigree, and I coated it with 2 layers of clear over the top. We're going to try and approximate the same thickness on either side of the color. We want the clear to be the same thickness on either side so that the filigree stays in the middle of the marble. And we're going to work this all down together. We'll give it a spin. Not too much of a spin, but enough of a spin. And then once we do that, we'll work it down and we'll terminate the ends and then work it down into the marble shape, and we'll add the dots. Alright, we got the twists and terminated the point on one side. We're going to work this down so we can terminate the point on the other side. I don't know till it kind of cools, but it looks like maybe I didn't have enough oxygen in the flame when I did the red. That cherry red, it has to be under an oxidizing flame, otherwise it'll turn. It might have turned a little purple. We'll see after it gets out of the kiln, after we're finished and it cools. But even if it did turn a little purple, that's alright. It'll contrast well with the orange, you know. So you got to be careful with some of these colors. Some of them like oxidizing flames, some of them like reducing flames. We're just going to work this down, punny it on the other side, and terminate the other end, and then go ahead and finish shaping it into a marble, and then add our dots. Alright, we've terminated the other side. Got a nice twist in there. This is your basic filigree. I mean, you can work it all to get down and shape it together and stop here if you just want to do a filigree. We're going to add a little more flavor to it though by adding some dots and then giving it a little bit more of a twist so that the dots may turn into like little small dashes. And then we'll cover the dots with clear and then do the little twist. And now we're just going to work the rest of this down into a marble shape, and we don't have to have a perfect shape, but we want it relatively close before we add the dots. Alright, we roughly got our shaping done. I mean, it's not exactly perfectly spherical, but it's close enough for right now. We got a good filigree. Filigree kind of folded there because it wasn't perfectly round when we twisted it. It was still flat on either side, so I kind of like that kind of folded effect. It adds to it. If you want it to where it's just a straight line where there's no folded, you got to round out before you do the twist. When you apply the second layer of clear and you melt it all together, make sure it's round before you twist to get a flat filigree. This is what I call a folded filigree, but to each his own. Now we're going to add the dots. Alright, we've dotted half of the marble. I just drew a 6-dot pattern alternating between the two colors of blue, and then went down a little bit in between the dots and alternated again and alternated again. We're just going to work these all down, and then we'll cover them with a clear and work that down, switch punnies, and do the other side. Alright, we dotted one side, switched punnies, and now we have dotted the second side and added a clear caps over the top of the dots. You see that? Now we are going to melt this all together, work it all in, and give it another little twist, just about a quarter of a twist, not much of a twist. Just enough to make the dots into, a little line, to give them some movement. And then we'll shape it. Alright, we've added our second twist, just to give the dots a little movement. You can zoom in and see that. Now we're going to work this all down and start to shape it. We're now on the first punty. Getting close to finished. And there we have it on our final punty. We can get it down here, we can get a good look at it. The dotted filigree. Not bad for the first attempt at it. We'll be doing these all week long, and we'll see how many sellable marbles we come up with. Thanks for watching.